and ladder.
Bruh. What the heck happened last night? They're saying on Get Up above me, Rusty Freak. That's what it says, Rusty Freak.
Gonna need you to be more specific about what went wrong. Be more specific with your question.
Do we like Rusty Freak, by the way? It feels like it could be a band name.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Rusty Freak. Rusty Freak, of course, refers to Giannis Antetokounmpo, who did, in fact, make his return to the court last night. Yeah, it feels like the last time we might hear that sound during this segment, Joshy. Unless you can work it in, unless you can kind of, manipulate the data. Bucks lose last night to the Celtics. We're going to need a stronger word for lose, I think, Gabe. You were there.
I was.
Sitting courtside, essentially, fourth row. It's close.
It wasn't great. Wasn't great.
What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
Giannis was back. It was exciting, right? Like, people were pumped. Get him back, make a run.
I mean, he struggled. He couldn't hit a shot. Struggled playing through a lot of the contact that he's used to playing through. Again, that's where the rustiness for him comes in. Ryan Rollins probably played the worst game I've ever seen him play. He got about as open of a mid-range shot as I think I've seen from about 13 feet. Man, he didn't even hit the rim. Just way too strong. And he just, stared at the backboard like, what the hell just happened? I don't know, I don't know what the football equivalent of that is, Chew, because Rollins is a good player. He's in the running for most improved player. He's had a fantastic season. He was 2 for 11. Again, there were, back-to-back possessions. He couldn't even draw a rim. And then that just led to defensive lapses and weird rotations. I think they're trying to mix and match and try to figure out how to work this roster with Giannis back. Even now, I don't know. Everything was weird last night watching the game.
We said on this very program that would be an issue. We said that just because you drop Giannis back into the lineup, drop him back onto the team, doesn't mean things are going to go smoothly. Why didn't they have a plan for that? Right? You had weeks knowing that Giannis was going to be back. You mentioned it yesterday, Gabe. He had been doing 4-on-4. He had obviously been practicing, getting himself up to speed. How did we not have a better plan for what this roster, what this lineup looks like with Giannis back on the court?
The weird part is Gary Harris hasn't been playing more than 5 or 6 minutes, and suddenly he's just on the floor for 13 last night.
Where does
that come from?
Let's cut the bleep, Gabe. We got Doc Rivers. That's what happened. We saw rotations we haven't seen ever.
He doesn't. I mean, good thing he doesn't care about points because they didn't score too many of them last night.
And Jaylen Brown didn't even play?
Jaylen Brown did not play. Jaylen Brown did not play. But they had guys that played incredibly well. Sam Hauser continues to play well. Peyton Pritchard played great off the bench.
This is really what we want, though.
This is what you want.
Because I was
you've been very clear about that.
I know, but I was listening to the pundits, and they applaud because they said that the NBA has a tanking problem, and it's pretty bad. And they applaud the fact that Milwaukee's goal is to get to the play-in. Yeah. And then they finish it off by, as foolish as that is, I applaud the fact that they're not tanking.
Yeah, because they're trying to, they want to win for Giannis. And I'll tell you what, Chew, the way they've played, really the last 6 quarters, I think you can lump the third quarter in from Sunday's loss against the Bulls in. I mean, we all want to focus on the 8 points that they scored in the fourth quarter, understandably so, but it's not like they played great in the third quarter either. The last 6 quarters about as bad as basketball as you can play in the NBA. And that doesn't help you if you're, again, the ultimate goal is to retain Giannis. And if you're playing that poorly and that continues, the likelihood of Giannis staying here continues to creep down.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Go ahead, Shu.
I like the floor, though. The floor was pretty. I mean,
play
that
it, Joshy. I said it was going to be the last time that you played the bow, 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 bow.
How much does that cost, you think? How much is a floor? Because an NFL field cost about $1 million for field turf.
Sure.
What's that? That court's got to be expensive.
Maybe you could ask Craig on Friday. He's got to have some idea, right?
Okay. But it was a
like
good
as a
distraction
minority
from the bad
owner,
play.
as somebody who puts his feet on that floor with where his tickets are, he's got to have some idea of the ballpark cost, right?
According to Google, a custom NBA regulation court typically costs between $20,000 and $100,000, depending on
that ain't
materials,
bad.
site prep, and amenities.
I think we all should be suspended for allowing him to go down that line.
Well, I mean, what else is he going to do?
You just keep moving. He gets distracted easy.
I don't know. It's good
But it
information,
is a
though.
pretty
Which is
floor.
why he was distracted by the court. He was a pretty
Right.
court. A lot of
But
things going on.
You just say something else and he'll forget.
I don't like how he tries to derail. We try to entertain it, and you yell at us for it, Josh.
Yes.
I'm trying to stay positive.
Okay, here's the thing I was going to
Josh,
say.
I don't want to talk about the team,
Yeah.
all right? The floor is a lot better. Like, Chewy's right. It was a cool floor. They scored 80 points last night after scoring 8 in the fourth
Maybe
quarter
it was the floor.
night before.
Now it was the uniforms. The uniforms didn't match the floor.
go.
They didn't. You got to wear better uniforms with the floor, and it would have distracted from the play.
Was
At
somebody's
least for
pants
me, it
too
would.
tight again?
That's just a football thing, I think.
Okay.
I think that's just mostly a football thing. I haven't seen any John Stockton shorts make their way quite to the NBA yet.
Permission to move on, Joshy?
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Permission granted. Thank you. All right, let's get back to the game because I wasn't really worried about them beating the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, obviously one of the best teams in the East. That was before I knew that Jaylen Brown was going to be out. And then it was like, well, maybe it'll be close. This is the third straight game that they've lost by at least 23 points. The Bucks, that is. But what I will say is, so what I'm saying is I didn't necessarily think it was a lock for a W last night, even when I heard that Giannis was back. I, like most fans, was like, all right, let's just get into a rhythm, right? Let's just get back to having Giannis in the rotation. Let's just get back to some semblance of this Milwaukee Bucks team. What about the rest of the schedule? Because you guys said last night in our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy text chain, it's looking like the play-in tournament is not going to happen. But there's still so much basketball left to play. Is there any part of you, maybe give me a percentage, that thinks this team can still make the play-in?
I mean, there's certainly an opportunity because they did win 8 out of the 10, and half of the games that are remaining for this team are teams that either are like directly ahead of them in that play-in, or teams that are like the Atlanta Hawks. All right, let's just take the next few games. Atlanta Hawks, one of those teams just right ahead of you. The Jazz, we know they're in tank mode. In fact, they're tanking so bad they've been fined by the league for how poorly they've been tanking. Orlando's kind of one of those tweeners. Phoenix, obviously one of those better teams. Miami, one of the teams you're competing with. Atlanta, team you're competing with. Indiana's worse than you. Like, these are the types of teams, about half your games remaining. But again, you have to win those games. Those are the games you have to win. And they did not do that against Chicago. You had an opportunity to go get it yesterday because with no Jaylen Brown, I looked at it once I heard Brown wasn't playing very similarly to when the Cavs were in town last week. Cavs were without James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and the Bucks went out and won that game. Like, these are the opportunities you have to take advantage of, the top stud's not out, our guy's returning, we have to win. Every little game matters from here on out from the Bucks because they're running out of time. They're 3 games out of the play-in, 3.5 now after losing last night. So you need to take advantage of the opportunities when they're in front of you.
Yeah, but do they want to win? Because I'll go back to when I played early on when Ron was still getting rid of the turds on the team. There was, and you'd hear guys complain about it because the playoff money was so small. Your big money guys on the team in 92, 93 were going from getting a check for $50,000, $60,000 for that last regular season game to a playoff check of about $7,000.
Yeah.
And there are guys that just all they played for was a paycheck, and Ron would get rid of them. But I mean, it is the guys? Do they want to win, Gabe? You think?
I mean, I think they do. I mean, you tell me, Chew. When you stepped on the field, were you like, I don't care, or were you competitive
No,
enough
never,
the second
no.
you stepped? That's how I understand. Not everybody operates like that, Chew.
Yeah.
And that's not everybody, but I think when you take a look at this roster, I don't know who that guy would be. Like, KPJ still has something to prove. Ryan Rollins still has something to prove. Obviously, Ousmane Dieng, who got the start last night, he's getting his first opportunity to play because he was buried on the bench in OKC. Like, Cam Thomas was released from his team. Who knows what his future is with the Bucks? Like, he could be playing for another contract. Like, I think these guys want to be competitive and play well. It's just But
you mentioned the Jazz. Yeah, the Jazz got fined for tanking. They got blown out by Chicago, who's also tanking.
Oh, yeah. Even worse. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
they had lost 12 games in a row. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, you have to take advantage of those games.
Yeah.
And the way they played in the first half, I don't know if they just turned it off at halftime against the Bulls and went, oh, we've got this figured out. Well, that's still a professional team on the other side.
Sure.
And you just let up for a little bit, and professional teams are going to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a high school game where you're up by 15 at the half and going, oh, we got this.
Yeah.
Just roll them out and we'll be fine. And I don't know if that carried over to last night. Again, the rotations were strange last night. Whatever it is, they got to figure it out fast if they actually want to make the play-in. And for us to cash in our ticket.
What do you think of the assertion that there is a disconnect between the front office and Doc Rivers? I saw on Twitter yesterday that there was they're just grabbing some information, but it says that $50 million combined between Turner and Kuzma, and they combined for 19 minutes and 5 points. Feels like a disconnect between the front office and the coach. They say it's the only explanation for how something like that happens.
I mean, Kuz, I guess I wasn't overly bothered that he caught a DNP coach's decision last night. He's been playing a ton. I'm not taking anything away from just one game. The Miles Turner minutes have been interesting as of late because it doesn't seem like he's played a ton. Like, if it seems like if the shot isn't falling early, he's not going to play over 20 minutes. If he doesn't hit a shot or two in the first quarter, he's got no chance of playing over 20 minutes. So I don't know if that's a disconnect between the front office and Doc, because also I think Doc's probably got more power than the front office.
When it comes to that specifically, right?
Yeah.
I want to get to this Bobby Portis comment because this, to me, was telling. Bobby Portis not sugarcoating the situation after another loss, dropped their third straight, as we've mentioned, and he said that the 8 of 10 was essentially fool's gold. So Eric Name tweeted this out. He said, when asked of what he made of the Bucks dropping 3 straight games by a combined 79 points after winning 8 of 10, Bobby Portis gave a definitive response, calling the 8 of 10 stretch fool's gold. The way I read fool's gold is it wasn't as good as it looked. Right? That's what fool's gold is. It's right. It's like, it's not really gold, but it makes you think it's gold. So he was saying, yeah, people probably got more excited about the 8 of 10 than they should have because it was against, he was saying, not as good teams and all of these explanations for why. When you hear Bobby Portis say that, which is pretty womp-womp, if we're being honest, that's a pretty womp-womp reaction.
Yeah.
But people are complimenting him for the honesty, right? For the candor.
Mm-hmm.
Chew, your reaction when you hear Bobby Portis say that the 8 of 10, which got people so excited, which we were excited about, which part of the reason why we were willing to put some money on the Bucks and say, this team's getting in the play-in tournament. What do you think?
I mean, he's essentially saying we're not good as it looked out there, right? But you can only play who's on your schedule. I don't know. It's very weird. I mean, New England really could have said the same thing because they had the weakest schedule in the NFL, but they won. I don't know. Too many loose lips, I think, in this locker room. That's stuff that I think should be handled internally. And I don't know I don't know how they handle team meetings in the NBA, but I just don't like, and I know the fans like it, but it can be detrimental to a team.
I mean, staying quiet has also been detrimental to the team, too, to the tune of 127-98, 120-97, 108-81.
But Giannis said some things early in the season that I didn't like about his teammates and stuff, and it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I know I'm old school, but
yeah, but sometimes I think you have to say those things if
I would
saying
not
behind
to the press.
closed doors.
Gabe,
what if saying it behind closed doors hasn't worked?
Well, then you get rid of the guys.
Well, it's a lot more complicated now. And plus in the NBA, when the contracts are fully guaranteed, you can't really just get rid of a guy.
But if you have a beef with a player, I wouldn't take it to the press. You just, call him out.
I think that's what he's doing.
He's calling him out to the press.
Sure, but that's also calling him out.
Because if I had, put it this way, if so-and-so calls me out on the defense and I played, right, I would expect, and they would back in the day, Frankie Boy and all the old linemen would come to my defense, and all of a sudden you have a split in the locker room. Because teammates choose sides.
Sure.
They choose sides. And that can crush a team.
I got a lot of
That's
reaction
all I'm
rolling
saying.
in on the Carbless Talking text line and on the YouTube stream. Remember, you can always stream the show on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel. Bucks need to shut Giannis down for the rest of the season so they can get max value for him. The Giannis era is over. That from Christopher.
Best of luck with that. Maybe Christopher wants to tell Giannis that.
Lots of reaction rolling in, though, guys. It'll be the biggest mistake in Bucks history if they keep Giannis and don't get everything they can get for him. That from Jeff. Jason weighing in saying, tried telling you the dysfunction starts at the top with the owners. Shout out to Jimmy Haslam. It does seem like yesterday was a bit of a reality check for Milwaukee Bucks fans. And again, I went into it saying, I don't necessarily think they're going to beat the Boston Celtics. I think they are in a class above, especially in the East. But I do think that we want to start seeing them gel. So I'm going to reserve judgment for today till we see him on the floor with Giannis in the rotation a few more games before I write them off. I'm going to still cling to a smidge of hope that this team can figure it out, they can gel, they can start figuring out what the roles are for everybody with Giannis on the court, and that they can still be a play-in team. I don't know how much longer I can do that. Let's say 2 games. How do you feel about 2 games, Gabe? Will you give me 2 games? Can I get 2 games?
Atlanta, Utah. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll give you 3 games, Jen.
Who do we got?
Because that'll give you Wednesday against Atlanta, Saturday against Utah, Sunday against Orlando, and then you can tell us how you feel about them on Monday.
Okay, sounds good. I think that works. Chu, you good on that? We got 3 games for me to make a decision on whether or not.
You basically are getting a free game because game 2 would have been on Saturday, so you'd have had to wait till Monday anyway. So you're just getting, buy 2, get 1 free. Kind of like we're doing buy 1, get 1 later this week.
Gabe,
in terms of tickets.
And on paper, they go 1 and 2?
On paper, against those 3, I would expect 2 and 1 because the games are at home.
Okay.
I would expect 2 and 1.
800-990-3776 if you want to continue getting your reaction into the Bucks' big loss, blowout loss last night to the Celtics. Giannis' return to the court. How confident are you that this team is still a play-in team in the NBA? Let us know, 800-990-3776.
Like I said, 2 tickets are better than 1, especially when you're only paying for 1. Buy 1 ticket, ESPN Milwaukee will pick up the second one. Score Bucks. Buy 1, get 1 tickets for select upcoming home games with seats starting as low as just $20. Catch the Bucks as they take on Phoenix, Cleveland, Clippers, and Dallas. Marquee matchups as the Bucks make that push for the postseason and the play-in. Big games, big energy, 2 tickets for the price of 1. And how you can take advantage of this is coming up on Thursday. It's only Thursday, March 5th. So tune in Thursday right here to ESPN Milwaukee, or you can follow us on our socials for details on how you can grab buy 1, get 1 tickets for upcoming Bucks games this Thursday.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Backing up on 94 eastbound from just about 84th Street all the way to Holly Road. A little bit more right through the stadium. On the westbound side, slowing down from 35th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. The rest of the system not looking too bad. We do have a broken down vehicle on northbound 43 Rock Freeway just past just before the county line, right around Layton. The right shoulder is blocked with that, so give them a little bit of extra room as you're making your way through there. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, a morning drizzle, partly cloudy skies, otherwise a high of 40. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Ben Brust here from ESPN Milwaukee, and I just want to officially declare I will be dominating Bowling for Babies.
Ben, it's charity bowling. You don't get a championship ring.
There are lanes, there are competitors, and there's going to be great.
Okay, but more importantly, WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies is going to benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
So while I'm throwing strikes,
you're helping local families get essential baby supplies.
But we are also competing for 4 tickets to a Green Bay game and a VIP tailgating experience.
Sign up today at WTMJ.com/cares.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hardworking, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
Always great to get the latest from our friend and teammate, Jason Wilde, who joins us now on the Yuengling Hotline. Yuengling, of course, the oldest brewery in America, and now officially in Wisconsin. Enjoy responsibly. Good morning, Jason Wilde. How are you doing today?
Well, I kind of think Yuengling should have had some beverages at the State Fair Park for the gymnastics meet I was at, because it was a long, long day at the gymnastics meet there. So I was looking for some sort of refreshment after I had to pay cash to go into the thing, but then could only use a credit card at any other event portion of the program. So weird. So weird.
And
Sorry.
I did not get a chance. And I did not get a chance to talk to Jason Wilde on the radio that morning, but I did get a chance to see him at the gymnastics meet because our girls were also competing at State Fair Park. Jason, we had to go back on Sunday, so we were there on Friday for one and Sunday for the other. And I'm sure that that's happened to you before in the past, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's we were lucky they were back to back on Friday, so it worked out well, and they missed a day of school because we're great parents.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I wanted to ask you about this Friday news dump. So later in the day on Friday, we learned that the Packers were, in fact, raising ticket prices for the 2026 season. How have fans reacted to this?
I was shocked. That they raised ticket prices. I mean, now granted, that's the 16th time in the last 17 years, but I was shocked and that they announced it on a Friday. No. Look, the reaction is the same every time. There's a reason why they do it when they do it, right? So we're not on the air. I mean, we had Aaron Popke, the director of public affairs, call us last week when we were talking about the removing accounts from the season ticket base. If you sell 100% of your tickets for multiple years, my big thing with him was, is there an appeals process? Because I think early on I heard some reports that there weren't necessarily the most open-minded appeals process to it. So, look, I understand, and the pushback I get from people that have, say, greater discretionary income is that the Packers could charge twice as much as they actually charge. Look, they got 155 names on their waiting list. I think they should do what some teams do, which charge a $100 maintenance fee every year to stay on the waiting list, because I think the waiting list is something that people like to say, hey, I'm on the waiting list. Hey, I put little baby Gabe on the waiting list as soon as he was born, like Gabe's parents could probably say. But the idea that you're actually waiting and you're going to pay as we learned from our conversation with Aaron Popke, it's between $8,000 to $10,000 per ticket that you pay once you come off the waiting list. So you get 2 tickets coming off the waiting list, and you pay roughly $20,000 it's not a personal seat license. It's some sort of fee that they like to call it. So again, I always try to say this when the ticket thing comes out. I paid that bill multiple times when I was young and had a job, and my parents were getting older and couldn't afford it. And I don't need the tickets, so my brother has them. I don't know how often he sells them versus how often he actually goes to the games, but that is something that hits home for me. And I still think this whole thing about, we need to be in the middle of the rankings for ticket price, and we have to do right by the opposing teams that come in here is crap. There's a lot of people in Wisconsin that have these tickets that are not uber wealthy, and you're pricing out a lot of fans that have been very loyal to your organization, and then you get mad at them when they sell their tickets to be able to make the payment.
Jason, quickly, you mentioned Aaron Popke calling your show last week. Do you think that went the way he envisioned when he picked up the phone to call into your show?
I've learned from great PR people like him and others not to answer those types of questions. So I'm glad here's my non-answer. Tell me what you think of this. I'm really glad he called. I thought it was really informative, and I think our listeners really appreciated us having him on.
Do you think he regrets saying at any point the Packers can take your tickets for any reason or no reason at all?
Yeah, again, I thought it was really instructive that he called. And Aaron and I have been friends a long time. He and I graduated from Wisconsin, the same class, and I respect what he does in his role for the Packers.
That was the goodiest of goody answers I've ever heard from you, Jason Wilde.
Jason,
and we want everybody back. And he's under contract right now, so we expect him back.
Jason, I remember when he was an intern under Leland J. Rimmel.
Mm-hmm.
The best. Which is a good tease because we're going to find out where they stand because Power Rankings is all going to be about ticket prices.
Ooh.
In the NFL this past season.
I kind of like that.
Teasing it forward.
So,
who is this man and what have you done with Chewy?
I just grind. Jason, they call me the grinder on this show.
They should. I'm just impressed. Again, you guys, the way your show operates versus ours, Jesse does a great job putting together a show sheet, and then the stream of consciousness that makes Tausch the genius that he is. You got to be ready for anything. I love the preparation you guys do. I don't know if it actually comes to fruition, what percentage of the time it comes to fruition on the show, but your process works great for you. And I've always thought of you as a grinder.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised by that at all, although you do seem to take fairly lengthy sabbaticals from the show. So a grinder might be a little bit of an overstatement, but nevertheless, I know you work hard. And I'm just glad because you got a lot on your plate, with yard work and everything else. I'm just glad you keep doing this because that's my thought. Like we're getting ready for our 10th anniversary, and we had a call yesterday about it, and I just want Tausch. I don't ever want Tausch to realize, I don't really have to do this with Wilde. Like, I've done okay for myself. I don't have to talk to this idiot every day. So the longer he keeps doing this and we can get to a 20th anniversary, that's good news for me.
Well, the weird thing is, other than their secret text chain that they have where they don't include me, I don't even get the show sheet. I have no idea. I don't even know what a show sheet is, Jason, which is very weird. So they wonder why I go off on tangents.
Have that too. Yeah, I think they have one that doesn't have my name on it either. I don't appreciate that, but I'm glad that you've made your peace with that.
Yeah. Jason, your take on Rich Bisaccia. Looks like he's going to Clemson. Does that tell you anything?
Yeah, so it does. I think, look, again, I understand this is an unpopular view. I totally get it, and I understand that there were fans that were really fed up with him. I do think that they failed in some really crucial ways, right? Letting Brandon McManus kick through his injury. I should have said, Sitcher took us on IR for 4 weeks, and we're going to go with the kid. I think the fact that they never found a return option that was even remotely threatening in either the punt or the kick game was a real problem. And I do think that Rich Bisaccia wanted to get back to his roots of coaching in college. I believe them. We were talking about what we believe or don't believe that are said. I do believe them that they were blindsided by Rich's decision. I know for a fact that there are those in the building that think that it was too little too late for people to start talking about how crucial he was to the culture in the building. I think that they regret that not being part of their messaging earlier when they would talk about Rich Bisaccia and his value. So I do believe that they were planning on and wanting him back this season and that he caught them by surprise. Look, I have a really good relationship with Rich. I've been trying to get in touch with him. I'm hoping that once he has a Clemson email, since he wouldn't, I haven't been able to get him on the phone. I really do. I just want to know, I want him to explain what his thought process was. Because I understand there's a lot of frustration among the fans, but, in a lot of ways, while I don't always agree with things Goody says, I do think that their coverage units were a lot better. I do think they developed a really good young punter. I do think there are some really good things on their special teams. But the idea that they have not figured out the return piece after having a guy that, people forget what it was like in 2022 during the second half of the season when Keyshawn Nixon would go back for kickoffs. Like, it was like with you and Desmond. Like, there was an anticipation, and that makes the opponent nervous. That generates energy inside the building. And last year, again, the fact that they had two young guys who had no idea of what they were doing because they had either done it very little or not at all in their football lives, in Matthew Golden and in Savion Williams, was malpractice. And whether that's Goody or whether that's Bisaccia or whether that's LaFleur or that's a combination of all of them, that was not good enough.
Jason Wilde joins us on the Yingling hotline. And Jason, is it possible he was just kind of tired of being the scapegoat? Like, they didn't get him the returner that he was looking for. He was bearing the brunt and just ultimately decided, I like Matt, I like this organization, but if they're not going to give me what I need, maybe I should go somewhere where they will.
Very possible, right? I think, Gabe, you're probably onto something there. Again, I don't see Rich scrolling Twitter to see what people are saying about him. But I'm sure he was aware, right? I'm sure that he was aware. I remember when he didn't get the Raiders job, his daughter, who I think is a teacher, posted something on social media where she was in his hotel room for like the last road game. And she took a picture of him from behind writing an individual letter to each and every player. And she posted on her social media, and it went viral. Like, again, I know there are some of our fans that think I'm biased in favor of him. And I did really enjoy our interactions. Like, he and I got along really well. And I do think he's a really smart guy who really cares about players. And, Chewy, you know this about me. The coaches that I like the best are the ones that authentically care about their players as opposed to ones that are just looking to use their players so they can get another job coaching other players that gets them more money and a bigger title. And there's certainly been a hell of a lot of guys like that have come through here over the years.
John Gruden?
But, yeah, and Jeff Jagodzinski and some others. But my point is that I think he was a genuine article, and I'm sure that his daughter is savvy enough to be able to tell him, Dad, I don't understand why they blame you. And I'm sure he said, hey, I'm going to coach my guys. I'm not going to worry about that. But, Gabe, I think I would not be surprised that if and when I do get to talk to him, he would acknowledge that he had heard that kind of feedback. And I hope we get to have that opportunity.
Jason, good stuff as always. We appreciate you hanging out with us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We'll talk to you again really soon.
Sounds great, everybody. Take care. Be good.
You can hear Jason Wilde on Wilde and Tausch right after our show each and every weekday morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Navigating today's complex market takes more than a bank. It takes a strategic partner. At Fifth Third Bank, we help businesses manage risk and solve financial challenges with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. For 167 years and for nearly 20 right here in Milwaukee, we've been empowering growth with solutions like commercial payments, capital structure optimization, and risk mitigation strategies. Big enough to deliver sophisticated solutions, yet local enough to make decisions that matter. Connect with our Milwaukee team today and experience the difference that only Fifth Third can provide. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Got backups on westbound 94 from 27th Street all the way past Hawley Road. On the eastbound side, that's gotten heavy from the Zoo interchange almost to Hawley Road as well. We've also got eastbound 894 slowing down from 68th Street past Loomis, so give yourself some extra time there. Also, southbound 43, quick tap of the brakes, heading just past Capitol Drive down towards Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks and the buy one, get one free ticket offer on Thursday, March 5th. Tune in on the 5th for details on how you can get tickets to select Bucks games, courtesy of ESPN Milwaukee. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning drizzle, partly cloudy, otherwise a high of 40. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Amy Simonson is the IT administrator with Professional Services Group. They had business technology from a not-so-supportive vendor. Not anymore. They switched to James Imaging Systems.
They come in as a partner. They want to help you. They want to make your business successful.
Including your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
He's always there when I need him. It's always like, what can I do to help you?
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner with great people and more value.
The value is we have the right equipment in the right place. We're getting reliable, consistent service when we need it.
Amy, your advice for other Wisconsin businesses?
I would definitely say contact James Imaging. They are very helpful and knowledgeable and will put you in the right place.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Don't think twice. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's the one thing you say almost weekly here on the show?
Less eat.
Try again.
I don't know.
What's the one thing you've got?
Big boobs.
You've got time.
Oh,
time. You've got time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We got there.
Took off. I needed a few more hints.
Yeah. You put you in a... That's Dave's fault.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We just talked to Jason Wilde about this. If you missed any of that conversation, you can always find Jason Wilde content on the ESPN Wisconsin app. We just talked to him about Rich Bisaccia, who it appears is going to be joining the Clemson staff, pending the school's Board of Trustees approval of the deal. Bisaccia has a house in South Carolina. Apparently, they don't have a vacancy. Mike Reed is still on staff in that position, but it sounds like they're going to find a way to make Rich Bisaccia part of that staff. And, of course, that raises more eyebrows about his departure from Green Bay. And I really like this. I'm really in on this, Gabe. You have a theory about why Rich Bisaccia stepped down from his role in Green Bay and is now potentially taking another position. Cue the X-Files music. Cue your theory on Rich Bisaccia.
I mean, I admit it's a bit of a confirmation bias because I've been sitting here saying that the Packers don't care about special teams, at least parts of special teams in terms of the return unit. The coverage units were great, but if people don't notice and just want to throw out the fire Rich Bisaccia stuff, it makes me wonder if he kind of took this much time during the offseason. Yeah, I like Matt. Yeah, I like the organization. But if nobody's going to step up and say, hey, this guy's a good coach, we want this guy around, at least sooner than they did, especially after what Jason had said when he had joined us earlier on the Yingling hotline. If no one's going to step up for me, I'm just going to be the scapegoat. All right, I'm not wanted here. Maybe I should go somewhere where I'll get the resources I need to put together a good enough special teams unit and a place where I'm appreciated. He resigns. Yeah, he can't go to the NFL. So where does he go? Goes to the college game where he doesn't have to sit out a year.
Well, let me ask you that. I'll take it one step further.
Hell yeah.
You think he stuck it to him, too, when his assistant, I forget where he took the job, but he took a head special teams job somewhere. And those guys talk. I mean, they're with one another X amount of hours during a week. You knew that the guy was telling Rich what was going on. Rich could have certainly went, hey, I heard Todd's, whatever his name is, doesn't matter. Hey, I hear Todd's leaving. I'm thinking of leaving, too. You might want to think of promoting him because I think I'm going to go back to South Carolina. Instead, he waited like 3 weeks and then dropped the bomb on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey,
no?
Look, if that's what you're selling, Chew, I got to be open to listening to it. I mean, anything's possible right now until we get some sort of explanation from Rich.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's a possibility. He felt he was doing a good job. He wasn't getting the pieces that he thought he needed. And he was being the scapegoat. So, yeah, would that lead him to try to stick it to the Packers? Maybe.
Huh.
I think it's possible.
I mean, it could also be as simple as, like, 65 years old. Because warm weather's luscious. We all like warm weather, right? When you're 65, you're like, God, this is a grind coaching this. You know, I got a house in South Carolina. Let's start transitioning to there. It could have been as simple as that as well.
It sounds like you're speaking from experience there, big guy.
Oh, it's so lush. 80s. We finally got 80s. Sorry. I mean, I don't mean to be...
Are you sure you're going to be able to handle coming back here in a couple weeks?
Yes. Yes, kind of excited. Little.
No, you're not.
Do you call it homesick?
You tell me, man.
I mean, 3 days I'll be ready to get the hell out of Dodge. That's enough for me. But I am a little. I like going back.
For 3 days. 3 days at a time.
3 or 4. Yeah.
Permission to continue, Joshy?
Proceed.
Permission granted. I got to ask you guys this, because this is something that has been bugging me since the Rich Bisaccia thing occurred. Will the Rich Bisaccia departure finally be the flashpoint for Brian Gutekunst to devote some resources to special teams? If you lose a guy like that, who you have complimented, who you believe was a big part of the culture of your building, and again, whether that came too late or not is certainly up for debate, is that where you go, oh man, maybe we do need to start funneling resources that direction. Maybe we do need to start prioritizing special teams. If us not doing that leads to somebody leaving our program, not to retire, not to go sit on the beach and sip pina coladas. What did we talk about the other day? The Jimmy Buffett thing. Mm-hmm. But to go coach in the college level, which you could argue is as exhaustive from a scheduling standpoint now as the NFL is. It's not like he's getting a reprieve to go coach college. Something's got to give here, right? Doesn't Brian Gutekunst need to kind of have, that's a slap across the face? That's a wake-up moment, isn't it?
Doubt it.
I can tell you Ron's philosophy. Ron's philosophy was this, the first, let's say 1, 2, 3, maybe 4-ish rounds, he was looking at speed, jumping, broad jump, cone drill, and things like that. And then when he went to maybe if he had a back and forth, 5th, 6th, and on, he'd be like, all right, this guy's his combine stuff isn't the greatest, but he's a football player. And this guy needs 2 years of cutting his teeth. He can help us on special teams. He needs to stay here. Because it was essentially me. Get in the weight room. You're not ready to be a player, but we can certainly benefit from your athletic ability on special teams. And that's how he looked at drafting guys 5th, 6th, 7th, and on.
So you really your breakout year, Chew, was 95. So you were drafted in 92.
My 4th year.
Yeah. And 92 was kind of a redshirt year for you. You were beat up.
Yes, correct.
How much special teams did you play in 93 and 94?
Oh, I was on 3 of the 4. I wasn't on kickoff.
How much offense?
Speed.
How much offense did Desmond Howard play?
Oh, Desmond didn't play any.
What about Travis Jervey?
Travis was probably our 3rd running back.
And I don't remember being on the field all that
But Ron's
often.
philosophy there with Travis was all right, cut your teeth on special teams, and we'll plug him in at running back to see if he could be something. And he was fine. He wasn't special. But those guys had pride, and I don't know if you remember these names. Timmy Houck,
yep.
Even JT, my backup tight end, was a
Jeff
hell of
Thomason.
a special team. So Lamont Hollenquist.
Yep.
All the Keith McKenzie. Those guys were all they took pride in that. And they were the ones going, hold on, there's 3 phases to the game here, because everyone wants their show, right? Everyone wants to trot, hey, we're the number 1 offense. Hey, we're the number 1. And then special teams are like, hey, we're pretty damn good too. And we're a big part of this thing. And they have kind of their own identity. They don't have that. I mean, when you think special teams, you think of, who do you think of, Gabe?
When I think of special teams for the Packers?
Yes.
Oh, I think more your era. I think Desmond, Roel.
No. I'm saying with the current team.
Oh, the current team? Oh, no one.
Nick Neiman. Zane Anderson.
That one I know.
I have
And
a
he's
question
gone.
here, and I'm gonna derail us, but I think it's an important question. I can't believe we've never asked it before. Would Chewy have cut himself if the same player was drafted 3 years ago and hadn't contributed in the way he has?
Ooh.
Take yourself and your career in your first 3 years.
Oh, you mean
in the
waiting
NFL.
till
Yes.
the 3rd or 4th year? Josh, I was close to being cut back then. I was a click from being cut.
Chewy does love to ask, they're just going to move on from this guy, right? Well, no, he's on his rookie deal, Chew. They're going to let it ride out.
Right. That's the thread I'm trying to pull here.
Yeah. I wasn't a big threat at $142,000 to the cap. I was afraid they were like, hey, can you sweep the gym floor? The janitor's sick today. I would have been like, hell yeah, give me the broom.
It's because you're a grinder.
I'm a grinder.
In the history of grinders, no grinder has ever talked about being a grinder more than our
That's
grinder.
true.
Oh, man, no grinder got paid $142,000.
Am I selling it too hard?
Just a touch. You know what? I'm watching the reaction rolling in on the YouTube stream, and there are some people who are buying it. There's some people who aren't buying it. But I do like that Jason reminded us about Amari Rodgers. Talk about a full circle moment there, right? By the way, they didn't draft Amari Rodgers because they wanted him to be a wide receiver 1 or 2. I think Jason is saying they wanted him to be a special teams specific player. Y'all remember where Amari Rodgers went to school?
Cal.
Clemson.
Oh, he's a Clemson. Yeah, that's right. He's a Clemson. Who am I thinking of went to Cal?
I don't know. But
Aaron Rodgers.
He was definitely drafted.
The other Rodgers, that's what it was.
He was definitely drafted to be a wide receiver. And then pejoratively, Aaron Rodgers said he's just a return man.
And he wasn't even very good at that.
Nope.
No.
Struggled to with ball security, if I'm remembering correctly.
Struggled with sort of everything, if I remember.
I don't think he did anything good.
I do think it's interesting that Rich
out to
Bisaccia isn't retiring, right? And I think that when the Packers released their statement, they sort of alluded to that. They sort of alluded that, like, and when he said what he said, it sort of was like, hey, there may be something else coming here. There may be another job on the horizon. So I'm just curious what the fans think that Rich Bisaccia walking away from the position in Green Bay to take another position means about the situation in Green Bay. Maybe it means nothing. You may sit here and go, it doesn't mean anything. He wanted warmer weather, like Chewy referenced earlier. But I'm inclined to believe that there's something there. And maybe it is that the front office doesn't invest in the position. He was tired of being the scapegoat for the organization and said, I can go do this job somewhere else where I'll be appreciated and be given the opportunity to succeed. Let us know what you think. 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We'll take a break. Roll on right after this.
A limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. It's the nature boy, Ric Flair, coming right here to Milwaukee. March 27th at the Riverside Theater. Giannis Antetokounmpo is hosting another edition of Thanalysis Live with the WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair. It's not a cameo. It's not going to be a 5-minute interview. No, it is a full live show. High energy, unfiltered storytelling, which is really the only storytelling that the Nature Boy knows. Behind the scenes moments you've never heard. And if you know Thanasis, you know he's going to bring the juice, the energy, the laughs, and you know there's going to be surprises. I heard Greg Scalzo on Sunday Karma kind of teasing some of those surprises that he is, again, wants to kind of keep, under his hat. So there's going to be great surprises at Thanalysis Live. And then, of course, when Flair grabs the mic, anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Lock in yours now. TALiveshow.com. That's TALiveshow.com. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater with special guest, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. It's presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Oh, woo!
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin is coming together for a story that will touch everyone. A Road at Night is a documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison or Marcus Majestic in Brookfield through March 5th. One story, one community, A Road at Night. Now through March 5th in Madison and Brookfield. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes and get tickets at aroadatnight.com. That's aroadatnight.com.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves. Are you talking about the One Collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. March is that time of year when a lot of us are thinking about fresh starts and maybe even getting a tax refund. And instead of spending that money on something temporary, what if you invested it in something that improves your home for decades? Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 24 months with no payments and no interest. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What operating system does a Chewy computer run on?
I believe it's a Cat 14.
It's a COS. It's a Chewy operating system.
I was thinking Windows 98.
Yeah, very similar.
It's dial-up. Let me get my modem.
Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Can you feel it? The thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. You know that feeling, and there's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Catch all the action in a supreme space with dozens of sports betting kiosks, cool drinks, luxury seating, great food, fiery atmosphere, and, of course, that monster video wall where you can see it all. Become a legend at Potawatomi Sportsbook. More information available online. Must be 21 years old to enter the casino. I think we have a long-standing position when it comes to fish for lunch in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty universal, although there are the outliers, right? People who try to buck
the selfish
system.
a-holes.
I think
tomato.
I think we could go as far as to say there's a company policy. There's been emails sent out by management about reheating fish in the microwaves in the shared spaces.
So this brings us to your dilemma today, Joshy.
Yeah, a bit of a predicament. It was yesterday. I had made some wonderful buffalo shrimp over the weekend, and I put myself together a nice little salad, and it was cold. And I thought to myself, does shrimp fall into the fish category enough where it could stink up the entire office and cause a whole issue, or is the fact that it's covered in buffalo sauce and shrimp and not as stinky, let's say, as, say, a cod fillet or some tilapia that would typically, consume the entire first floor of this office? I didn't know what to do, and I was thinking, would it be worth it to risk it?
Chewy, what's your ruling?
Do a drive-by at home.
Little dry run. Little dry run
test.
at home. Mm-hmm. See if
test it out. I don't think it does. What about all right, if you put fish in the air fryer, will it not stink as bad as the microwave does? The microwave does
Yes.
seem to stink it up.
Yeah. I think it'll stink just in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it will, to be honest with you. I don't
Yeah,
know
if
you
we're
put it-
reheating fish at home, you're just throwing it at a cast iron, you're throwing it in the oven, and I don't think you really pick up on the scent. It's something, I don't know if it's something about the microwave, I think specifically, that just really...
I don't know what it is.
I think you'll be all right with shrimp, Joshy.
I'm curious. You're heating up shrimp salad?
Yes, the shrimp from it. I do not like, it's just a weird thing I have. I don't like cold proteins on my salads. I like to heat them up.
Interesting. You don't worry about the heat transferring to the lettuce?
No, once you mix it in there, you got enough lettuce, you throw some dressing on,
Yeah,
you got
that's, I'm with you.
you got your veggies in there as well. You're good to go.
That's giving me the jeeks.
Yeah, that's jeekable.
Warm lettuce or slightly warm, it's just not a thing I would ever think twice about. But when you got enough salad, it's not really warming it up.
It's really like I won't even get lettuce on like a burger. Like
Well,
you know
we
what?
know you have a weird lettuce thing. it's the strangest thing somebody's got.
Yeah, it is a little weird. Like, how can you like iceberg lettuce?
No, it gives me horrible indigestion. I don't know what it
there
is.
enough in it? I don't understand that.
I don't think scientifically that's possible.
I know. It's
There's
weird.
nothing in the lettuce to give you indigestion.
I know, and I love celery. You would think that those are like in the same family as far as like
it's exactly where
watered, heavy.
Put some celery on my salad.
Yeah, just
Great,
dice up
nice little
celery.
crunch.
But I'll do mixed greens. I'll do spinach. I've got other arugula. I've got all of those options. I just don't like iceberg lettuce. So I'm even saying that if I go to a nice place and get a salad and I throw shrimp on it, I don't like the hot shrimp on the cold everything else. It starts to wilt for me. But you don't have that issue, so you're going to heat up the shrimp potentially in the microwave.
I didn't.
Today at work.
No. I was about to say, I already know what Josh did. He just ate it cold. He doesn't like to eat it cold, but he ate it cold because he wasn't running the risk of ruining everybody's day by throwing shrimp in the microwave.
Correct. And
did you think about throwing the shrimp into the pizza oven?
I did consider it, but I usually eat between 11 and noon because with Milwaukee Weight Loss, I'm fasting in the mornings, doing a little intermittent fasting. And I would have had to wait till noon to do that and then go up there, and I'm pretty hungry by that time because it's now been close to 18 hours since I've eaten. So I said, you know what? We're just going to suck it up. And it wasn't bad.
Have you tried it in the coffee maker? Like people are using their underwear now. No?
Have you guys seen that? There's a guy
well, I've seen it.
Who goes to hotels and cooks in his hotel and uses the implements around. It's disgusting.
Is it like a sous vide? Is that what he's doing with the coffee
it is
maker?
very similar. He has actually brought a sous vide to his hotel, put it into the sink, which he plugged up, and then cooked his meal there. Yeah.
Do these hotels not have room service? Can't you just call down?
I think it's just a thing.
I think this is his gimmick. This is his online gimmick.
This is his shtick.
People were putting their underwear in the basket of the coffee maker and running it to clean their underwear. That's punchable, right? You imagine if you're the next person in that room.
That's why you don't.
I
use
think
the
that's
coffee maker.
I think that's a lifetime ban from that hotel.
Talk about fish, jeez, and crow.
Never thought about that as even a possibility.
We'll leave it there. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up.
Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 25th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound's backed up from the Zoo interchange almost to Hawley Road. We've got backup southbound 43 from just before Hampton all the way down to about Locust. Also northbound 4394 backing up out of the Mitchell interchange all the way past Oklahoma Avenue. You're back on the brakes from Lincoln all the way up onto the high-rise bridge. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks and the buy one, get one free ticket offer on Thursday, March 5th. Tune in on the 5th for details on how you can get tickets to select Bucks games, courtesy of ESPN Milwaukee. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy skies with a high of 40. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, presented by Old Fashioned Golf, is back at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin, March 13th through the 15th. The show has been reimagined with a simple goal: turn it into Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. That's why Vibes Golf Club, a group of golf-loving former Badger football players, including Melvin Gordon, will be at the show all 3 days. Plus, Bridgestone will be doing some ball fittings, and Carl's Place will be powering Simulator Alley. To learn more, log on to GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com.
This is Wisconsin basketball head coach Greg Gard. This is 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD2, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
We started the show talking about the Bucks' loss last night to the Celtics at Fiserv Forum. They start a lengthy homestand. Well, they didn't start, but they're in a lengthy homestand, and Giannis Antetokounmpo made his return to the floor last night. A lot of excitement, obviously, once it was announced in the morning, although I did see the skeptics out there because, of course, it was Shams who made the announcement, who broke the news that Giannis was expected to return, and there are a lot of people out there who don't like Shams because of his history with the Giannis news and the trades and all of that stuff. And so there were people who were saying, yeah, sure, Shams, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, Gabe, you were there. Did or did not? Did Giannis play last night?
Unless we got a Jim Carrey situation on our hands, I did see Giannis on the floor last night for the Bucks.
Right, so apparently, Shams,
Jim Carrey?
We're not doing that right now, Joshy. We are not doing that right now, okay?
I was blissfully unaware until about 20 minutes ago when Jen brought it up.
Took my breath away.
And now I'm diving in like head first.
It's so wild. We were not doing that right now, though, okay? Because obviously the conversation about the Bucks is important. Are the Bucks good enough to make a run this season? I would have said before winning 8 of 10, no, they were not. Even with Giannis coming back to the court. But then they surprised the hell out of me and put together a number of good games, a number of good performances to the tune of those 8 wins in 10 games. And I think a lot of people were excited about whenever it was that Giannis would get back on the floor. Chewy, are the Bucks good enough to make a run to be a play-in team this season?
Yes, but not according to Bobby Portis.
Well, at the end of his quote, Chewy, he did say he thought that they were going to figure it out. So he did say that 8 of 10 was fool's gold. They have some things to figure it out, but he thinks that they will figure it out and be a good team.
I don't think it's a very high bar, right?
No.
I don't think it's a very high bar, but they certainly can. I would worry more about, as the season gets closer and closer, guys really not buying in, getting to the play-in,
I mean, you've got to turn it around fast. I mean, you're 3.5 games behind Charlotte for that final spot. So you've got to start making a dent in that once again. And they had cut it down to 1.5 games in the middle of last week, and now all of a sudden it's down to 3.5, right? Like, felt like you were making ground, and then you just lost all of that. So they do have to start stacking wins here to get themselves back into a position where it feels
regardless,
attainable.
If they make it to the play-in and lose or whatever, or they don't make it to the play-in, is Doc gone?
I have no idea.
Or will they wait for the honest decision and then make a decision on him? Or will they can him right away?
The only reason I could see them right now canning Doc is if they think that it would help them retain Giannis.
And Giannis and Doc's relationship is
good.
Fine?
Yeah, I think it's good. It seems to be good.
Okay.
I think part of the reason why the ground sort of has fallen out from under the Bucks is because of the way that they have been losing these games. There's been this disjointed element. Obviously, we mentioned how Gabe was in the arena last night, got to watch it up close. They've lost their last 3 games, all by more than 20 points each. So it doesn't even feel like the fight is there. So I said I'm going to give them the next 3 games to see, again, reassess, if you will. Giannis just came back. Let's see if he can build some momentum. Let's see if they can gel a little bit, figure out these rotations, who works best together, and see if they can start to look like an above-average team over the next 3 games. But this morning on Unsportsmanlike, Evan, Canty, and Michelle were talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. obviously in the wake of Giannis returning last night. Here's what Chris Canty had to say about the situation that the Bucks are in.
Why is Giannis continuing to play? I understand he loves the game of basketball, but I don't know that it serves him, and it certainly doesn't serve the Milwaukee Bucks. What's the point of him going out there and playing and risking injury? He admittedly last night after the game said, yeah, I feel like I've been playing at a deficit, like I've been in debt, like my account has been overdrawn all year long when it comes to my physical body. Why, if you felt like that for the majority of the season, are you going to continue to put yourself out there in harm's way for a team that is going absolutely nowhere?
Protect yourself, protect your health.
Exactly. I don't understand why you want to continue to risk injury. You've dealt with this calf several times this season.
And
why would you continue to put it on the line for the next 24, 25 games? It just doesn't make sense.
Gabe, your reaction to Canty's thoughts.
I think it makes sense. The NBA has a tanking problem. The NBA's got a problem with stars playing to the point where they had to institute a rule of you have to play 65 games in order to qualify for All-NBA, MVP, postseason awards. It's because guys just don't play enough. It's because guys don't push through stuff. Look, I understand, like, in the best interest of the Bucks, it's probably to lose. I understand that in the best interest of Giannis, it's probably making sure you're healthy for next season. But, like, there's an old school element, Shu, of him just wanting to go out there and play because that's what he does. He's a basketball player. He gets paid to play basketball, and he wants to go out there and play for the final 20, 25 games, whatever it is for the Bucks. And personally, I love that. I absolutely love that he wants to do, even in a season where they're 26-34, do whatever he can do to get out on the floor because that's what he does. He's a basketball player.
Yeah, but I think Giannis needs to come to the realization that, man, the older you get, your body just can't handle it. So is he going to be able, the older he gets, to pivot his game in order to be fresh? Because he still goes out and plays like he's 26 years old. And the older you get, I'm telling you, you just can't do that. So you have to be smarter about it. I don't know, and I agree with you, Gabe. Love his passion. I love that he's out there. Even though the team isn't great, they're still pushing and they're setting goals for the end of the season. But I'm with Canty. If he gets seriously hurt, that blows everything up.
Yeah, to an extent.
That blows everything up.
To an extent. I mean, then he either signs in October. Somebody would still trade for Giannis if they think they can get a leg up. Would you get as much? No. But, again,
but isn't there a happy medium, Gabe? Like, okay, we're going to play you every other game.
Yeah, I think you play him. I think you play him until he says he's going to shut down. Again, he's a basketball player. He wants to play basketball, man. Like, I don't understand how we've gotten to a point with sports in 2026 where sitting somebody is the best thing. Like, this is supposed to be an entertainment product. Giannis gets that. He absolutely gets it, and he wants to be out there. How is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing in 2026?
It's not until it turns bad.
Yeah,
and then you get all the I told, and then you get the I told you so.
Yeah, but I guess how come it wasn't like that in the 90s, Chew? How come nobody was like, well, if you play, you might get injured? Well, yeah, it's sports. That's the way it goes.
No, I know.
But I also think there is something about the money that is invested in the athletes, right? The money continues to go up. And the more that these teams invest in these athletes, the more they want to try to guarantee that they are healthy so they can contribute. And I think the point that's being made is a good one in that not saying Giannis should sit. But
he said he should sit. That's what Canty said. Why is he playing? Makes no sense for him to be playing. But no, it makes sense. It makes sense for him to play because he's a basketball player.
But let me just go one layer down because Giannis wants to win. And it's not an individual sport. It's not 1v1. It's not Giannis out there against the other best in the NBA. It's a team sport. And in order to win, you got to have a team around you. And I'm not sure that this version of the Milwaukee Bucks can win. I'm not sure. I said I'm going to reserve judgment, right? We're going to watch another few games, see how it is with Giannis back, and figure it out. So as much as Giannis wants to be in control of the outcome and thinking that he's being on the court obviously contributes to them being able to win, he's not in 100% control. I don't know if he has the pieces around him to be able to make it happen. And when you assess all of that information, that's when I think you have to make a tough decision about whether or not being out on the court is the best thing for you personally from a health standpoint and the best thing for a team from a lottery pick standpoint. Yeah, and again, I get it. It's hard to wrap your brain around that. I love Giannis's mindset. He said last night, guys, obviously did not play well tonight. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy that I'm out there being able to help my teammates in any way I can and just do what I love, which is playing basketball.
I mean, right now they've got like the 10th best odds to move up, right? So more than likely they're probably going to be picking 9th or 10th. I don't think that pick is going to make the Bucks a contender. So why not let Giannis just go out there and play? If he wants to play, I think you let him play. I just hate that in the NBA. This seems like it's specifically an NBA problem more than anything, of sitting guys, resting guys, tanking teams. So when you have something, and everybody wants to complain about it. Everybody complains about how the NBA has a tanking problem, how, again, you got to play 65 games because stars are resting too much. We don't get to see the stars enough. And now we have a star who wants to try to push through. And he gets, why are you playing? This doesn't make any sense to me. You shouldn't be playing. Like, how are we going to complain about guys not playing, and then when one does, now we complain about him wanting to play?
It's simply the economics of the game.
Or the future game. What's better for the future?
I don't care about
for
the economics of the
I'm
game.
not asking you to care about it, but I don't think it's an ill place to say, hey, if this is going to end, we are risking losing everything and getting nothing for the best player in franchise history.
Mm-hmm.
That,
you would still get something for him.
Like what?
You're telling me that nobody would go, I mean, so what happens to him? What devastating injury? An Achilles injury?
Yes.
He still has a year left on his contract. Either he signs and he stays here, or somebody would you get the King's ransom that you wanted? No, but somebody would still trade for the opportunity to get Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So then also you're in the situation of, if he plays well enough, if they get into the play-in and he decides in the offseason, I don't want to be here anymore, trade me, I'm not going to sign that extension, then what? Then you're left with nothing and trying to trade him in that final year and hoping you get something done. Like there's a futile nature of what this season is going to bring.
And I also think, guys, again, we have to go back to what Giannis has said about what he wants. If Giannis only wanted to play basketball and have fun and be out there and rack up the minutes, he would be a Buck for life. But that is not what is motivating his decisions going forward. He wants to win. He wants that second title. And that's where it comes back to, sure, man, if it's all about playing, go out there, have at it, run your little legs off. But he wants to win. And I don't know if this version of the Bucks can win, and that's where the conversation of, does it make sense to continue playing if this team can't win, comes into play.
So he's not going to play next year? If he decides, because the 10th pick isn't going to make this team a contender. Like, you're not going to be able to go, oh, yeah, well, we've got the 10th pick now. We're going to draft someone who's going to make us a contender.
So by that argument, then, he's as good as gone.
Probably. Because they have extended everything they can to try to keep him here, and they've run out of options. Again, maybe the front office can pull something if they package that 10th pick with more picks that they have available to them. But yeah, he probably is gone. If the dude wants to play, I don't think we should be criticizing him for playing, especially in a league where that's been an issue of dudes wanting to play.
So you want him to play to, let's soak this up, enjoy this while we have him, because he's ultimately going to be gone. Is that's why you want him to play?
Yeah. I mean, so when I walked out of the game last night, I went with a friend of mine, and he brought another friend who I had never met before. And again, we had a good time. And we were walking out. He's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to come back to a game. I'm like, dude, I am going to make sure I make my way back here a couple more times. I don't know if this is it for Giannis. But if it is, I want to make sure I see him a couple more times in a Bucks uniform. I think that's worth going and seeing. The best, as Josh said, the best player in franchise history. Want to see him play a couple more times.
Then I guess if you're reserved to he's as good as gone.
Yeah, then I guess.
Then play him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's good as gone, Josh. Like, I honestly don't know, because I mean
that's really the only way I can square this happening in this form of the Bucks continuing to play. That to me is the only way it makes sense.
Because everyone's saying don't play him because the best chance of keeping him is to somehow get into the lottery and get a good pick. That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know.
But you don't buy that.
No, because I don't think the Bucks are going to jump from 10th. I mean, maybe they can. The Mavs did get into the top 3. They ended up getting Cooper Flagg last year. Maybe they can make that leap and get lucky that way. But I don't know. Dude wants to play. Why is that a bad thing? Nobody has still explained to me why a basketball player wanting to play basketball is a bad thing and deserves criticism.
I think we've talked about the nuance of it. I think we've addressed that. 800-990-3776. What do you think Chris Canty says that Giannis shouldn't play. Why is he playing, given all of the circumstances surrounding his health, the status of the team right now, situation they find themselves in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Do you agree? 800-990-3776. Let us know. We got to get to Power Rankings. Chewy already teased. He's got a good one coming up. Stick around for Power Rankings. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room. Don't think twice. Call Geist. Geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. GEIS doors.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 43 is backing up from Hampton, pretty much all the way down to Locust. Northbound 4394 is slow around the Plainfield curve past Oklahoma Avenue, and again onto the high-rise bridge from about Beecher. On westbound 94, slowing from 27th Street past Hawley Road. Eastbound slowing down just before 84th Street, and that takes you all the way to about 35th. That's when it starts to let up just a little bit. Other than that, westbound 894 is backing up just before you get to 27th Street all the way to about 68th. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks and the buy one, get one free ticket offer on Thursday, March 5th. Tune in on the 5th for details on how you can get tickets to select Bucks games, courtesy of ESPN Milwaukee. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, morning drizzle, partly cloudy skies, otherwise a high of 40. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. Weather's brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway. Play Georgia Golf Club for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by March 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you could roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16,000 in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
You asked and Carbless delivered. The fan favorite grapefruit flavor now has its own 4-pack all to itself. That bold, bright, perfectly balanced citrus taste that you've been pulling from the variety pack, it's now front and center in 4 cans, 1 box. Crisp, refreshing, not too sweet, and nothing else has changed. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, just 100 calories and gluten-free. Clean ingredients and big flavor. Always no compromises. Grab the new Carbless grapefruit 4-pack wherever you get your Carbless and find a location near you at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You got to have a condiment with the bread.
Yeah, you want
can't
some
eat the
sort
bread
of
alone.
Yeah, you want some sort of lubricant with the bread. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
it's just necessary.
You follow?
Like, you don't want to just be sitting there eating like pieces of white bread with nothing on it.
Can't be going dry.
Yeah, it can't be raw dog and just white bread.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're getting ready to propose, the Jewelry Center, of course, you already know, it's the place to go for the ring. The great team that Dean the Dancing Machine has put together, whether it's in Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, or Mequon, they're always going to make sure that you have exactly what you're looking for and trying to make that dream ring come to life. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe you don't. If you don't, take a look at the Pinterest page, bring that in. And again, that team is always going to make sure that dream ring becomes a reality, whether it's a naturally mined diamond, a lab-grown diamond, whatever you're looking for, they've got it. Check out the inventory in Greenfield, Brookfield, Burlington, and Mequon, or online at shoptjc.com with the Jewelry Center.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You catch the game last night?
Can I say yes to you?
What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night?
Which game?
Any of them.
Okay, in honor of the Packers raising ticket prices again, today's Power Rankings are going to be the top 10 most expensive tickets in the league per average. Okay? So we'll go back to old rules. I'll give you 13 to get 8.
Okay.
Fair? 13.
I feel pretty good about that.
That's a lot.
To get 8.
Feel good about that.
I think, Gabe, we have to strategize a process on this, right? Because 20-plus teams that are not on this list. So my strategy for this is, and I wrote it down, teams that are consistently competitive, right? Because then you can go to your fans and you can keep increasing ticket prices. Passionate fan base, potentially historic venue, right? Where it's a draw to like come to our stadium. So those are the three things I'm sort of like bopping around.
I mean, I think larger markets where everything's just generally more expensive is always a good one to keep in mind. I think, newer stadiums. Because, like, for example, like the Commanders. They play in an old stadium. It's a high play. I don't know if they're on this list because the stadium is old. Like, once they get their new stadium, I bet that they would be on this list.
Okay. All right, so let's make some guesses of teams that we believe with certainty are on this list. And I will say the Green Bay Packers.
No, they're not. They're always around league average. Packers aren't going to be in the top 10.
Really?
Yeah, they
I guess
try to keep it around league average.
It depends on what we're talking about here, because if you're talking about secondhand market, the Packers would definitely be up there.
Yeah.
But when we talk about face value,
are we talking about average ticket price too?
Average home ticket prices for each NFL team.
Yeah, at face value, I'm assuming. Because the Packers are always going to be in the middle. Like that's what they always try to do.
Let's just guess Packers and get it out of the way.
I don't think we should guess Packers. I think we got to keep that one in the back pocket.
Okay.
Because I don't think they're top 10.
All right. What do you got for your first guess?
I would say the 49ers.
I like 49ers. Newer stadium, rabid fan base, have been consistently competitive. I like it. Let's go with it.
49ers are number 4 with an average ticket price of $204.
Okay, Packers going to be on this. Because I wonder if he has the list of secondhand.
$204 for their average ticket price?
Chewy, is there the number one team that has a $385 price?
There is not.
Okay, then it's not. Just wanted to make sure.
All right. Yeah, because the Packers, I don't think Packers.
No, I have a list here where the Packers are top 5, but it's like 200.
That's the secondary price.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like the Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys
only thing with
as well.
the Cowboys is the stadium's so big. I don't know if that brings the ticket average down.
I like the Cowboys. Jerry Jones is absolutely going to be asking top dollar for tickets for his Dallas Cowboys. America's team. What do we got, you?
Cowboys are number 10 at an average ticket price of $147.
So we're 2 for 2 right now. We've got to start moving a little bit faster. How about the Steelers on this list?
Steelers are number 9, also
Again,
at
historic venue,
$147.
consistently competitive, even if it's not making playoffs.
What about the Giants?
Ooh, I don't know.
It's a historic franchise. They've won a bunch of times, and it's an expensive market.
Okay, I don't love the Giants, but I'll bite.
Giants are not on the list.
Ooh,
It's El Stinko.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
Charge whatever you want in New
Let me
York.
see where the Giants are at for you. Talk amongst yourselves.
We're talking about the Giants, and Jesse Palmer's on the television above me.
Cats.
You're scrolling?
Giants are 26 at $81 per
That can't
average
be right.
ticket price.
I'm gonna
That
look
can't be right.
I'm gonna look into your.
That can't be right. We might be looking at secondary market now because there's no way the average ticket price to get into Giant Stadium's that cheap.
No.
Is this going to be another average attendance fiasco?
I don't remember that fiasco. How about we go with Buffalo? I like Buffalo. Again, rabid fan base, consistently competitive. They remind me of Green Bay. So, that makes me a little nervous that you're so out on Green Bay, but I like Buffalo for it to be on this list.
AO Buffalo is number 8, also at $147 per ticket.
I mean, if it's only $147 per ticket, like the Packers are going to be on this list. I just feel that face value. I feel like I read the article every year that when the Packers, what they charge for face value, the average is always 16th, 17th in the league. But I'm guessing the Packers are on the list. If Buffalo's only that low, we could be looking at secondary ticket mark prices, and the Packers are going to be higher. So I feel we can go with Packers here.
Let's go with the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay is number 6 at $167 per ticket.
$167 average price for a Packers ticket according to Chewy's list. What about the Eagles? Should we go with the Eagles?
Yeah, Eagles would be good.
They should be on this list.
Eagles are number 3 at $224 per average ticket.
Okay, all right.
Pats?
Yeah, Patriots. Let's try the Patriots.
Patriots not on the list.
Darn it. How many have we gotten wrong now? 2? 3? 2 or 3?
Two.
2 wrong.
Okay.
You got the Giants and
Pats.
Okay.
And the Patriots are not far off.
I got to think that the Bears are on this
Patriots are
list.
16
Yeah,
at
probably.
120.
The excitement around. Mm-hmm.
The Bears are number 5 at $176 per ticket.
Well, just Chicago's expensive. I know that's the theory you were using or the thought process you were using with the Giants as well, but
You got 3 left.
oh my goodness, 3 left.
Chefs?
Ooh, the Chiefs?
Chiefs are not on the list.
Darn it.
You got 3 strikes. And
We got 2 more,
are
right? You said 13.
20
Yeah,
Yes,
we got to
to
get one
8.
more.
at 102 per ticket. Chiefs. You got 2 more shots to get 3. Or actually to get 1. 1 you got it done.
I wonder if it's in the AFC or the NFC.
Rams out in Los Angeles, new stadium, good team.
Fits all of the criteria.
Is that your guess?
Yeah, let's go with Rams, but then
Rams.
we can't screw up anymore.
Rams not on the list.
Okay. All right, hold on. We got to lock in.
Rams are 12 at $141 a ticket.
This might defy some of the logic, but what about Raiders? New stadium,
Vegas.
Vegas.
It's more of an event, right? Like, maybe you don't have a ton of fans, but you can charge a bunch because people aren't in Vegas and just looking to go to an NFL game.
Do you like Raiders or Lions more?
Give me your argument for the Lions.
It's just limited seating, a team that's extremely successful, and a place that is desperate for them to be good and to go to games.
I like that. But then do you think Minnesota's on the list?
Probably not. I don't know.
I'd go Lions over Raiders, I think. Just because, again, you run the risk of the Raiders are still relatively new there.
All right. Team player, let's go with Lions for our final, hopefully, guess.
Lions are number one on the list with $250.
Wow, okay.
Per ticket.
Do we want to try to fill out the
it.
list, or are you going to just give us the last two?
You had Vegas. Vegas was number 2 at $243 a ticket.
We were on
and then Cincinnati was 7.
Oh, my God. Never in a million would have guessed Cincinnati.
At $153 a ticket.
Never. If we had to go 10 for 10, no chance. I'm never guessing Cincinnati.
That's why I gave you the 13 to get
Did they
8.
close the top section of that stadium? How on earth could that be that expensive?
Mike Brown.
Yeah, that's true.
Training
He's
table
just
sucks,
gouging
but
people.
So our takeaway on this is that the Packers are what? Asking a pretty penny for folks to go up to their games.
I mean, if you look at obviously the smallest market with Buffalo right there, it's just, you know what? I have no problem with you making money. I have no problem. You know, businesses want to make money. But when you try to sell yourself as lily white when you're really charcoal gray, that's the problem I have. And I think that's a lot of people's problem.
It's mine. If I haven't made it clear over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, you've been pretty clear on that. Hey, WTMJ is throwing strikes for a cause, and you're invited. Bowling for Babies is this Saturday, March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. We'll be raising funds for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. You can put together a team of 4 and hit the lanes alongside all of us. Registration is $170 per person. All proceeds and fees benefit the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. If you want in, text the word BABY, B-A-B-Y, to the WTMJ talk and text line. That number is different than ours. It's 855-616-1620. Again, 855-616-1620. You can sign up there. Bowling for Babies, let's bowl and help families in need.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 3 is going to be a bit of a tight ride from just south of Hampton all the way down towards Locust. We've got northbound 4394 backing up from the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Eastbound 94 going to be a slow one as well from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. The westbound side slowing down from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning drizzled and partly cloudy skies, a high of 40. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 29. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Step into spring with a home that's ready for its next season. I'm Mike Wood from Callan. The patio door sale is here. The perfect time to upgrade your space with lasting performance and style. Right now, receive $750 off each installed Infinity by Marvin patio door. This opportunity ends March 31st. Engineered to be 8 times stronger for exceptional durability and performance, these doors deliver beauty, strength, and long-term value. And with smart money options available, making the upgrade now is easier than ever. Request your consultation today at callcallan.com and click the green button. Callan. Design, build, live.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. James' client, Amy Simonson, IT administrator with Professional Services Group.
We have several locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin. Having them all under one company has been very helpful.
Big or small, one location or several, James Imaging Systems is your one-stop business technology resource.
And they are on top of everything. When we have a problem, it's answered right away.
James Imaging Systems, systems, IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and unrivaled local service and support.
And they're always looking for what else can we do? What else do you need? So they want our company to succeed as well as their own.
Let James Imaging Systems help your business succeed. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Raise your hand if you're excited about feeling older faster than you should. Yeah, I didn't think so. If you're feeling pain that makes you feel older than you are, there's good news. QC Kinetics patients here in Milwaukee are getting relief, feeling younger, jumping back into life at full speed, and it didn't happen in an operating room. Dr. Caravelli and the team at QC Kinetics and their medical professionals use the latest in regenerative treatments, backed by real science. Treatments that take the tiny, powerful healing tools inside your body and concentrate them right where you need relief. Nothing makes it more real than hearing the real stories behind QC Kinetics. Mike is training for a marathon instead of giving up running. Kathy walked around Disney with her grandkids. Alan is back to work, now climbing ladders like no big deal. All real QC Kinetics patients. The sooner you start treatment, the sooner inflammation eases, and the sooner the joint damage slows down. Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments. Your visit and consultation is absolutely free. Give them a call now at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Where else can you get football analysis that includes things like dropsies and pixies and interceptsies and flowy? It's flowy. The offense needs to be more flowy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin, it is finally here. That's right. Yuengling has officially launched in Wisconsin. After 197 years, Yuengling, of course, it's the oldest brewery in America, family-owned and operated for 6 generations. Now available at your favorite bars, restaurants, and beer aisles across Wisconsin. So make sure you're stopping and picking some up because Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, family-owned and operated for 6 generations, it's now officially in Wisconsin. I no longer have to ask my friends when they're going out of state to bring it back for me so I can always have some in my refrigerator. I can just go to the store, pick some up for myself. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Hanging out on this Tuesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I gave you this arm signal because I wasn't expecting you to play the bow, 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 bow for Yuengling. I understand, but earlier in the show I said, well, that'll probably be the last time we hear that today because we were talking about the Bucks
you
losing.
You just got to read the context. Get inside my mind.
Yep. So that's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm a little rusty.
Just a little celebration.
Rusty freak. Ladies and gentlemen. We saw this story yesterday from from Major League Baseball. I was having lunch yesterday watching some spring training ball on Major League Baseball on the MLB network, and I was like, oh, this is nice. A little sunshine, crack of the bat. Like, I was getting in the mood for baseball. Well, the Cardinals have launched Coca-Cola Unlimited all-you-can-eat seats. Gabe, what all is included in what sounds like an extraordinary deal at the ballpark in St. Louis?
Basically everything but beer. Basically, so you get the seats, which I believe are out in their left field area. If you've watched a Cardinals game, you kind of know where Big Mac Land is out there. I think those are the sections that they're kind of limiting it to.
It's like the loge level, I think, if you've been at AmFam as well.
So you get your soda, obviously, but then you get hot dogs, brats, tendies, fries.
That's probably it, right?
Nachos, ice cream.
Okay, now that's definitely it.
Also, the soda's unlimited, bottomless.
Mm.
Go back as much as you like.
French fries, popcorn, peanuts,
How
kettle
much?
chips, ice cream. This is wild.
How much, Gabe?
$29.
That's a good deal.
Bottomless soda, hot dogs, chicken tenders, bratwurst, nachos, fries, popcorn, peanuts, chips, and ice cream.
I went and did research because I thought this is not possible. Weekday games seem universally that you can get them for $29 and you can get the unlimited. And then it goes up to the steep price of $88 if it's like a Friday night against a good team, which still, when you factor in all the things that you would be paying at a ballpark, you're probably still making it out on the right end of all that, especially if you're taking your family.
This is the problem that you have when you are a once proud franchise and now you're bad. You got to find ways for people to come to the ballpark, and I'm not going to lie, this is a pretty good one. This is pretty good enticement to come to the ballpark. Middle of a Tuesday in June, When you got nothing better to do, yeah, let's go check out the ballpark.
How much could you eat on the $29, Gabe?
Oh, I'd make it worth it.
What are we talking? Come on, give me a how many?
I mean, at least one of each.
1 tendies, 1 bratwurst, 1 hot dog, 1 nachos, 1 French fries, 1 popcorn, 1 peanuts, 1 kettle chips, 1 ice cream cup.
Yeah,
and soda. I didn't even mention soda.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got to wash it down with something.
It'd be a real shame if we signed up and made you do the $29 challenge. maybe when the Brewers are in St. Louis.
You guys sending me down there? I'll do it.
Well, no, but we'll just bring it in here, right? I can get you a hot dog. I can get you some tendies, nacho chips and cheese,
Right.
French fries, popcorns, peanuts. There's no chance you could eat all that. What is the average length of a baseball game at this point?
It's like 220. Yeah, 220.
So we could do the show and then just continue, here in the studio for another 20 minutes or so and see if you could down all of these things in 220. Who's in? Chewy in?
Hold on, give me the list again. What I would have to eat.
Wait, you're going to do it too? I was just saying Gabe had to do it.
I love hot dogs, love brat.
Yeah, so bottomless soda, hot dogs, chicken tenders, bratwurst, nachos, fries, popcorn, peanuts, chips, and ice cream.
In 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, I could dominate that. Oh, easily. Yeah.
Handle that?
Wait, you could, but are you going to?
No,
Because you're my body is a temple. I eat yogurt on the stream in the morning.
See, I could do it on a weekend. I can't do it on a Tuesday.
So what if we do it let's do it on a Friday.
That's what time?
7 to 9.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one time for you to do anything because you're not going to sign up to do anything outside of 7 to 9.
My weekend doesn't start till 9:01 on Friday.
Well, bump it
not
back
true.
a little.
Your weekend begins when you're here when you do Blammer Thursday.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, we could crush that.
Josh, are we making this happen?
How many chicken
Stamp
tenders? Wait, two tendies?
2 tendies is fine.
That's it?
I think
they're not nuggets, they're tendies.
I guess I don't know. At ballpark, it feels like a 3 or 4 situation.
Right, we'll have to find out. Okay?
I'm guessing they're not going to give you 3 or 4.
We're going to do
I'm guessing they're giving you 2, and if you want 4, you got to go back.
What the Cardinals are doing as possible for the authenticity of the bit. Okay? I got a real beef with hot dogs. Did not do that intentionally, but it works. Bun to hot dog ratio.
Sure.
Some of these places, the hot dog is way too big for the bun.
Yes.
And the satisfaction of the hot dog really goes back to the bun to hot dog ratio. If the hot dog is too big, it's not satisfying.
I can understand if the bun's too big. I mean, there's no such thing as the hot dog being too big.
No, you need the bun ratio.
No, I'll take.
So you don't like hot dogs, is what you're saying?
I love hot dogs.
I don't think so.
I love hot dogs.
But again, I like it when it fits in the bun. This is still a conversation about hot dogs, by the way.
We're getting close. It's going to happen eventually. You can just also stranglehold it and mush it down a little bit. The bread's pliable.
But it's the same with hamburgers now because I like to buy the hamburgers that are in the meat case, which already have the cheese in them and the bacon in there.
Yeah, the pub-style burgers.
And
yeah,
the hamburger buns are way too small. That thing is falling over on the side, so our ratio's way off. What they need to do is make the buns bigger, but I don't need 8. I only need 2.
Okay, George Banks. This is a very Father of the Bride dilemma here, right? Do you guys remember that scene from Father of the Bride?
I never saw.
But I'm very efficient because then I
never saw that movie.
I turn the excess hamburger buns into garlic bread.
Yeah, see, so you're fine. Who's saying no to garlic bread?
Yeah.
But how are you making your garlic bread? This is very important. I'm going to be judging you.
A lot of butter, and garlic salt.
Garlic salt? You don't actually use garlic?
I knew that's what was happening.
What do you mean garlic? It's garlic salt. You're using chopped garlic, then it gets too mushy. That don't work.
No, I like the paste. I like to take a little garlic paste. No. Paste of the garlic
butter?
paste. And then you mix it with the butter, and then you spread it on.
I didn't like your tone about garlic. That was a bit dismissive. Garlic can do a lot of work for you.
No. If you're using garlic, I will judge. Yeah, I will judge. And I will admit that I'm judging you for using your garlic.
Unbelievable.
Sounds like we have ourselves a little challenge happening here. Josh and I are going to figure out when this is happening. We're going to get all the parameters in place, and you guys are going to do the Cardinals Coca-Cola Unlimited All-You-Can-Eat Seats Challenge. The goal is for you guys to finish it within 2 hours and 20 minutes. You want to start before the show or go after the show? You want to start as the show starts, or you want to have had 20 minutes of time before we go at 7 a.m.?
Whatever you do it. I mean, however you want to do it, I will be ready. I guess the only thing I've got questions about is the peanuts, because I don't think management would be too happy if I'm just like throwing peanut shells wherever here.
That's a good point by you.
I think we can just go
So
with,
just, if we're going to buy this and do this in here.
dry roasted and
Yeah.
figure out how much is typically in a bag.
Yeah.
And then we go that way.
Also save some time so I don't have to crack
that's
them open.
waste of time.
Although there's nothing like being able to eat some peanuts and just toss them on the ground when you're at the ballpark.
Gabe, have you had boiled peanuts?
No.
Jen, you probably have in the
Yes,
South when
I
you
have.
travel.
Mm-hmm.
They're unbelievable.
Boiled?
I think they're an acquired taste.
Oh,
Especially if you used to like ballpark peanuts, dry peanuts.
Really?
Yeah,
I like the softness of them.
Your peanuts are a little wet?
Boiled peanuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're something.
They're good.
See that face? You were judging again.
I have no idea. Like, I've never had boiled peanuts.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll try it.
They're common at gas stations down south. Like they just where we could get soup from you'll see at the grocery store. It's just that, but it's boiled peanuts in the dark, dank looking water.
Wait, so do you eat it like a soup?
No, you just put it into a nice little cup, a little insulated cup, and then you eat them by hand, toss them in, shell and all.
Oh, shell and all?
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't eat the shell. There's just no.
It's good protein, fiber.
But you just sit there and chew the shell forever.
Keep
and
you
it
regular.
Get you ready for the nursing home. Everything's soft.
Yeah, I just turned 42. I'm not that old, man. Come on.
We got folks on the YouTube stream who are asking in for the all-you-can-eat challenge.
Yeah.
You can follow along at home.
Maybe we work up a contest or something. Maybe we get a little creative here. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Always tired of waking up exhausted? Is the dad bod starting to weigh on you? Finding it harder to get excited about, basically anything? If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, it might not be that you're just getting older. It's what I used to tell myself before I started working with Mentality, because there's a good chance your hormones and metabolism are out of balance. So this new year, let's get back to the old you. I know you remember that guy, sharp at work, full of energy, fun, the one that people enjoyed being around. That's where Mentality comes in. I know you think, okay, low T, Mentality, okay, it's got to be some macho low T bro click. That is not what Mentality is. They're human-centered. Their mission is to figure out what's really going on with your body and your brain. Mentality starts by listening. They run real labs, explain your results in plain English, and then, because it's not one size fits all, no, they build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and FDA-approved peptide treatments to help get your body and brain back on track. So stop telling yourself, like I did, and everyone else around you that you're fine, because you can be better. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250 right out of the gate. Reclaim the old you, the younger you, with Mentality.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Bundling your home and auto with Progressive could help you save without sacrificing quality. It's the smart thing to do. And as a hockey fan, you always know the smart thing to do.
Shoot the puck!
And you let the players know it.
Shoot the puck!
All game.
Shoot it! Come on, shoot!
And sometimes even after.
Man, rough game, huh? Yeah, they should have shot the puck.
So bundle your home and auto with Progressive. It's the smart thing to do. But you already knew that. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, pumpkin seeds.
No, little suckers. They might be. What did you say before, Jen?
Sesame but those
seeds.
are white. Like
No,
white.
these aren't white. No, this isn't on the outside. This is on the inside.
Seeds on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you've got some sort of like
scrotum.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We put it on the Infinity Exteriors poll, Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll. Refresh your home with roofing, siding, or windows, all backed by their lifetime workmanship warranty. InfinityExteriors.com. We asked you, will the Bucks at least make the play-in if Giannis stays healthy the rest of the way? Drum roll, please. Results are in. 73% just popped. Percent of people say no. Bucks will not make the play-in, even if Giannis stays healthy the rest of the way.
It's not great.
Down way to end the show.
Not great.
But
again, the way they played yesterday, I can understand why a lot of people would be down on them. Right?
Well, but I don't want to have recency bias either, right? I want to recognize that the two games headed into yesterday's game were not good. Yesterday's game was not good, but it's why I'm giving them this 3 games. I'm going to watch these next 3 games diligently, locked in, see if we see any signs of progress, if we see any signs of these guys being able to gel and put together a winning product, and maybe, just maybe, this team is a play-in team. Maybe Giannis can drag this roster to the play-in tournament. And, then our bet's still alive. You can't even bet, by the way. Gabe, you were looking earlier. You cannot even make that bet that we made. What was it again?
That the Bucks are going to make the play-in. That is no longer on the board at Potawatomi Sportsbook. You can bet on whether or not the Bucks are going to make the playoffs.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
Which is plus 900. That's even. I mean, we had better odds on them just making the play-in at plus 1,000.
Not making me feel all that great, Gabe. Of course, it's not your job to do that. So it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just reporting the facts.
Wilde and
Go
Tausch.
talk to our friends from Pato if you don't like their odds.
Wilde and Tausch is next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great day, everybody.
Well, delays are winding down. We do have some backups from just west of